Hi, today we are going to talk about how do we convert a Notion form submission into PDF file. So as you can see in the background, I have got a rental agreement form and I'm going to use this rental agreement form and I'm going to convert the form submissions into PDF file. So currently in this rental agreement form, we have different fields like the tenant name, the property address, lease term, and so on. All the fields are available. So once the user fills in all the fields over here and they click on submit, the response will go onto the responses view in the database that we have for the rental agreement form. So we have the form builder section in Notion, which showcases the entire form. And then we have the responses side, which will capture all the responses that comes from the particular form. Okay. So I've gone ahead and have created three entries out of the particular form. So I have submitted three times in the form and now you are able to see the output inside this responses tab. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put an automation over here wherein it will be automatically able to create PDF file for every submission that comes into this particular database. Okay. So for this automation, we'll be utilizing a tool known as PDF Output. PDF Output is an automation platform for documents for your Notion users, which is built to create the PDFs on automation mode. You can take help of a Word file, you can even take help of a PDF file or even a Google document as the template, which will contain the data which will be converted to PDF file. It also uses Google Slides to create presentations, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. So in order to get started, first of all, click on login and then simply sign in inside the account. And once you are logged in, we will be able to see how the output will be generated out of this particular form submission. So I'm going to quickly log in over here and I'm going to provide all the access as it requires. And then once you log in inside the dashboard, it will ask you to create an automation. Okay. So I will simply click on new automation. I will provide it a name. So let's say this is rental agreements automation. Then I'll click on create. Okay. So this is where I will create the automation. The very first step which it asks me to do is it asks me to connect my Notion database. Okay. So this is the database which I need to connect. So what I will do is I have already one database connected. So I will just click on change Notion database and I will click on add new database. Okay. So this will now allow me to add a new database to the setup. As I click on add new database, I will be able to enter the selection window. Click on select pages and make sure you are under the correct account. So I'm currently under this accountant guy account. Make sure you are also on the right account. Then you can simply copy the title from here. Okay. So I just need this rental agreement form. So let me copy the title from here and I will put it inside the search pages field. Okay, so I'll just paste the title right over here. As I do that, you will be able to see the form and the other fields coming up over here. So it is currently selected. Okay, so let me first remove all the selections so that I will be able to select it fresh. Okay, so I'll just put it once again. So now I can see the rental agreement form showing up over here. Let me select this and you can see it is getting selected. Okay, so once we do that, we can scroll down and click on allow access. If you're trying to provide access to other databases alongside this form, make sure to always use the select all option. Okay, if you click on select all, it will select all the databases that we need. And in that scenario, you will not be able to miss any database. Okay, but here since I only need the form to be selected, so I just opted for the form over here. Click on allow access and now this should give access to the particular form which we can use to create the automation system. Okay. So it is currently loading up that particular thing. So you can see the rental agreement form is already showing up. Okay. So if I click on this, I should be able to see the rental agreement form that is getting loaded up over here. And an interesting thing to note over here is that if you scroll to the right side, you will be able to see these three additional columns: generate PDF, PDF file, and Google Drive file. Okay. If you mark any record as ready to generate over here, it will be automatically converted to PDF file and it will be stored inside your database right over here. Okay. So whenever you are processing any document, you can just simply mark your records as ready to generate. It will automatically be converted to PDF file. Okay. And the PDF file will be stored over here under the PDF file column. If you also want to store the PDFs inside a Google Drive, it will also appear as a link in this Google Drive file section over here. So let us understand how that will work. So I have the rental agreement form database selected. I'll click on next. Next step is I need to add a template file. Okay, so there are multiple ways to add a template file. You can go with a PDF file, you can go with a Word document, you can even choose a Google Doc and there is also an option to add slides, which is used for presentations purpose. I will go with the Google Doc. I will click on select document. There are again multiple options. If you already have a document on your drive, you can go with the first option. If you want to create a blank document, you can go with the second option. If you want to create a demo document, which is for testing purposes, you can choose this. And there is also an option available to choose from templates. So I have a lot of templates added over here. So whatever template you might need, you can select that. It will automatically add the same. Okay. But in this demonstration, I'm going to select an existing document that is already there on my drive, which has the rental agreement form document in it. Okay. So I will just click on documents. I will click on rental, and I should be able to find a template. Okay, so this is the template I'm going to use. I will click on this and click on select. So now the rental agreement template is selected. Okay, I'll click on continue, and now I'm inside this workflow wherein I will be able to see the rental agreement file. So this is the rental agreement file that I have, which I'll be converting to PDF. Okay, so you can see the entire document over here. All the fields are already there inside this document. Okay, so I'm going to remove certain fields. So I will show you how the mapping will be created. Okay, so let's say we do not have these two fields. We need to enter the agreement date over here. We need to enter the tenant name over here. Okay, and if you see the right side of the screen, you will be able to see all the properties of the database that we have just added. Okay, so the rental agreement database which we have added, it is showing all the properties of that database one below the other over here, which we can use to map the elements. Okay, and we also have certain options under additional settings. If you want to choose a particular column as your reference for PDF file name, you can do that. So this is the database which we have. I want to select the tenant name as my reference, which will be used to name the PDF file. Okay, so I can choose the tenant name from this list. So if I search for tenant name, it appears over here. If you want to choose any different column, you can definitely do that. I will go with tenant name. Okay, then there is an option to select the Google Drive folder where you want to save your PDF file. So if you click on this, it will allow you to select a Google Drive folder where you want to save your PDFs. I don't have any requirement for that. What I instead need to do is I need to map certain elements inside the document. The first thing which I need is the agreement date, okay, which I need to put over here. So what I'll do is I'll click on copy. It will copy the value. I'll go to the document where I need the agreement date. I will simply use Control V or Command V. Okay. So as I use that, it pastes the property right inside this document. So you simply use Control V or Command V. Okay. It creates a copy of the property inside the document. I'll bold it. You have all the formatting available like a normal Google document. Next is I need a tenant name. Okay, so I can simply search for tenant name over here. So let's say I search for tenant. It shows me that property tenant name. I'll click on again copy. It copies the value. I'll go to the document. I will simply use Control V or Command V. Okay. So make sure you copy paste the properties right into the document, whichever you need. Okay. And once you paste the property, it is automatically added inside the document over here. So I've added the agreement in it. I have added the tenant name. And likewise, I have added all the different fields that you will need inside this particular document, mapping the values from the Notion database. So everything is already added for your reference. The next step which we need to do is we need to set up the automation. Okay. So once you are happy and satisfied with the mapping, you can simply click on setup Notion automation. There is also an option to download the PDF right away. So if you click on the drop down, you should be able to see downloading the PDF and also downloading batches of PDF. You also have an option to generate a preview Google document so that you are able to see how the document will appear before you download the PDF file. So that option is also available. But here what we are going to do is I'm going to click on setup Notion automation. So I'll click on this and it will automatically create me an automation which I can use to see how the output will appear. Okay, so the automation has been created. If I go back to the database, here what I need to do right now is I need to simply turn this to ready to generate. Okay, so as I do that, it will automatically create me a generated copy of the PDF file. Okay, now there is an additional column which got added, which is choose document. What this does is currently we have only this one template, rental agreement template being added. Okay, so you will be able to see only one template option over here. Let's say you have different rental agreement templates. So this is one template. You have, let's say, rental agreement template 2, rental agreement template 3. You want to use multiple template on the same database. Okay, so you can create multiple automations like we did for this one, utilizing different templates. And once you click on setup Notion automation, all the templates will be shown inside this drop down, one below the other. And then you can choose between the template which you want to use for any particular record. Let's say for this first record I want to use rental agreement 1. Okay, let's say for the second record I want to use rental agreement 2, so I can select the rental agreement 2 once I map the automation, and the second record will be generated as per the second template. The first record will be generated as per the first template. So that flexibility this column allows you to do. So you can create multiple templates and you can simply choose the template from this list. It will automatically convert the PDF file as per the selected template. Okay. Currently, we only have one template, that's why it got converted, and you can see it got processed even while we were discussing, and the PDF files have been created over here. So if I click on this, I should be able to see the PDF files with the values being mapped. Okay, so you can see the date that we just had added. You can see the tenant name is shown over here, the property address, all the fields that we had mapped earlier from the database are directly coming over here, which were put inside double curly brackets. Okay, so this is one document by the name of John Miller. So if you see, we have the John Miller as the name of tenant, and then if you see the second document, we have Sophia Martinez. So you can see Sophia Martinez with all the placeholders coming up intact. And then you can see the last one, Liam O'Connor. This also converts the form submission into PDF. So now, once the automation is all set up, you can simply click on, you can simply allow the user to submit a response from here. Once they click on submit, the response will automatically come under the responses view. Okay, and then you simply turn the record as ready to generate. It will be converted to PDF. This is how simple and easy it is to create the PDF submissions into, I mean, the form submissions into PDF file, and this allows you to do it completely in automation mode. I hope this demonstration was clear and helpful to you. If you've got any questions about this, use this chat bubble and send me a message with your queries on whatever issues you are having. I'll be able to address those queries inside this chat window. Or else you have another option wherein you can go to the home page and you will find a contact window at the bottom of the page where you should be able to send me a message through this contact section. So if you click on contact, you can send me a message through here as well.